Hello friends, last time we have explained about the post-harvest processing of the cocoons. In post-harvest processing of the cocoons, there are several steps. The first step in post-harvest processing of the cocoons is cocoon drying, then cocoon cooking or boiling, then reeling and re-reeling of the silk, finishing, testing. These are the some of the important steps practiced in the post-harvest processing of the cocoons, and in the final stage the raw silk is obtained in the form of bales or bundles, which are then sent to the textile industry. So today we are going to explain the composition and uses of the silk together with its biotechnological and biomedical applications. So first we will explain the composition of the silk. We know the silk filament is composed of two strands with a central core of the fibrous protein called as fibroin that contributes 75% thickness in the central core, and surrounding envelope or the coat of the gelatinous protein called as a sericin that contributes outer 25% thickness of the silk thread. So the silk filament is composed of two strands with a central core of fibrous protein called as fibroin, and that contributes 75% thickness of the silk thread, and surrounding envelope or the coat of gelatinous protein called as sericin that contributes 25% of thickness of the silk thread. Then we will explain uses of the silk. The silk is light, durable and lustrous fabrics. It is hygroscopic, very hygienic, and the poor conductor of the heat and the electricity. So these are the some of the important features or the properties of the raw silk obtained from the mulberry silk moth. That is, silk is very light, durable, having the strong or stout durable fibrous proteins present in the silk thread, and thus it is a durable and a lustrous fabrics, since it is having a gloss characteristic or a shining glistening appearance, and thus forms a lustrous fabric. It is hygroscopic, very hygienic, poor conductor of heat and the electricity, and thus it is having great importance in the textile industries. The silk is used as an insulation in the coils of telephones and wireless receivers. Since it is a poor conductor of heat and electricity, it can be used as a insulation in the coils of telephones and the wireless receivers. Then it is also used for the manufacture of woven and knitted garments in the textile industries. Then the fabrics which is manufactured by using the silk for the various type of garments, and which are having different views in the form of plain, twill, satin, crepe, georgette and velvets. So these are the some of the uh, types of the fabrics which are obtained in the textile industries for the preparation of different type of garments, and with a different views. So pattern of weaving of the silk are of various types, and these are plain, twill, satin, crepe, georgette and velvets. So these are the different type of views and which are obtained in the textile industry in the form of these fabrics, and these fabrics are then used for the actual preparation of the different garments. And this is also used, and these various type of views, that is plain twill, satin, crepe, georgette and velvets, are used for the manufacture of knitted goods like vest, gloves, socks, stocking, dyed, printed, embroidered, figured, etc. So these are the different type of commodities or the garments prepared by using different views which are prepared in the textile industries. The silk is used for the ornamented fabrics like saris, jackets, shawls, wrappers, handkerchiefs, etc. So these are the some of the commodities uh, prepared from these different type of fabrics uh, manufactured in the textile industries. Then silk is used for the preparation of parachute components. Parachute, since they are durable or having strong silk thread or property, these are very strong and durable, and thus are used for the preparation of parachute components, then fishing lines or nets, and the elastic webs. So these are also the various components uh, used by using the silk. Then silkworm gut is used in the surgical operations. Silkworm gut is used in surgical operations, and as far as the biotechnological or biomedical applications concerned, the raw silk is used for the preparation of silk microneedles. So these are microneedles, silk microneedles, which are used for drug delivery, and this is because of its biocompatibility. The silk is having biocompatibility, non-inflammatory properties, then biodegradable nature. So these are the some of the important features present in the silk, that is they are having a good biocompatibility, non-inflammatory properties, and the biodegradable nature. The silk is used for the preparation of microneedles, and these microneedles are used for the drug delivery. Then silk is also used in silk-based nanospheres. Silk-based nanospheres which can penetrate, these silk-based nanospheres can penetrate through small blood capillaries and can be incorporated into the cells. Therefore, can be used for the drug delivery in a treatment of various diseases like cancer. So for the treatment of the cancer, during drug delivery or for the injection of different medicines, the silk-based nanospheres are used. So silk-based nanospheres, these can penetrate through small capillaries, means along with the medicines of the cancer-like disease, the silk-based nanospheres also injected, silk-based nanospheres can also be injected along with the medicines which can be used for the treatment of the cancer. And thus, along with the medicines of the cancer, for example, the silk-based nanospheres can also be used, and which can penetrate through the small capillaries, small blood capillaries, and can be incorporated into the cells. So we can inject the medicines into the cells directly, and for this purpose we can use the silk based nanospheres. This can penetrate through small blood capillaries and can be incorporated into the cells and therefore can be used for the drug delivery in treatment of various diseases like cancer. Now we will explain in a detail, that is biotechnological and biomedical applications of the silk. So the first application of the silk or the use of silk, that is textile applications. Textile application, just like already we have explained that the silk is used for the preparation of different type of fabrics, which are then used for the preparation of different type of garments for human use, that is textile applications. Then biocompatible, it is a biocompatible, non-allergic. The silk is biocompatible, non-allergic, non-cytotoxic and shows or evoke no immune response if implanted into the body and degrade into non-toxic byproducts. So, these are the some of the important properties of the silk, due to which we can use the silk for the biomedical purposes or biomedical applications together with biotechnological aspects. So, besides textile applications, the silk is having biotechnological and biomedical applications also, and this is because of its biocompatible nature, non-allergic, non-cytotoxic, and evoke or shows no response, no immune response if implanted into the body. So whenever there is entry of the silk in the body of human or in a body of various animals, it cannot show immune response, or if implanted into the body, it can be degraded or split into a non-toxic byproducts. So recently the raw silk is used or is transformed. There are several biotechnological and biomedical applications of the silk. So while manufacture of the silk, we can manipulate the silk in a various ways. For example, recently the bacterial organisms or the bacteria as the expression host like plasmid and their application for the production of recombinant silk, recombinant silk. So with the use of gene transfer technology, by using the expression host like bacteria, we can produce or we can obtain the recombinant silk, as well as technical procedures to process recombinant silk proteins. So while synthesis or the production of recombinant silk, we can uh, employ the genetic engineering or a bioengineering techniques or the procedures for the production of the recombinant silk proteins, and these recombinant silk proteins are transformed into a fibers, and these fibers or films and coatings or hydrogels, which are the products obtained by using a bioengineering, biotechnological or genetic engineering techniques for the production of the recombinant silk, and this recombinant silk or recombinant silk proteins can be used as a recombinant silk fibers or films and the coatings or hydrogels for the biomedical applications, and these biomedical applications are useful in a tissue regeneration, So this is the biotechnological and biomedical application. So with the use of bioengineering or genetic engineering techniques, we can produce the recombinant silk proteins. We can produce recombinant silk proteins, and these recombinant silk proteins can be transformed into the products like fibers, silk fibers, films, and the coatings or hydrogels, and which are having its importance or the use in the biomedical applications like uh, synthesis of microneedles or synthesis of films or synthesis of sensors, or these are having great importance in the drug delivery, since the silk is biocompatible, non-allergic, non-cytotoxic, with no immune response if implanted into the body, and can be degraded into a non-toxic byproducts. So these are the some of the important properties of the silk. With the help of this, we can manipulate the silk, or we can modify the silk so as to use it in a uh, different biomedical applications, or biotechnological applications. And its example, the first example or the procedure, it is that is the bacterial organisms. With the use of bacteria as an expression host like a plasmid, we can produce a recombinant silk. Means here we are using the genetic engineering technique or gene transfer technology, so as to obtain the recombinant silk proteins. And these recombinant silk proteins can be obtained or transformed into the products like fibers, films, coatings or hydrogels, which are having its importance in the biomedical applications, in the tissue regeneration, or in the treatment of the diseases. Then its use in a uh, different type of products or the biomedical applications. The next biomedical application is implementation of fibronectin. Implementation of a fibronectin derived motifs allows the control over cell adhesion on recombinant silk based biomaterials, and by supplementing silk films with a catalyst, sensors can be developed. So, for the development of sensors, we can use a technique, that is a uh, biotechnological procedure, that is implementation or the use of fibronectin derived motifs, which allow control over the cell adhesion, which allows or permits the control over cell adhesion on recombinant silk based biomaterials. And by supplementing the silk films with a catalyst, we can produce or obtain the sensors. These sensors can be developed by implementing the fibronectin derived motifs, which are having uh, the control over the cell adhesion on recombinant silk based biomaterials. Recombinant silk based biomaterials, and by supplementing it with the silk films, by supplementing the silk films with a catalyst, sensors can be developed. So these are the biomedical applications, that is synthesis or the production of recombinant silk proteins, fibers, films or the coatings and hydrogels, which are used for the biomedical applications in the tissue regeneration or for the treatment of the various diseases. Then secondly, development of the sensors. That can also be done by using the implementation of fibronectin derived motifs so as to control over the cell adhesion on recombinant silk based materials, and by supplementing the silk films with a catalyst, sensors are developed. Then next application is bioengineered or genetically engineered, GMO, genetically modified organisms like this. The bioengineered production of silk proteins, bioengineered production of silk proteins through plasmid constructions, that is implementation or use of bacteria or a plasmid for the genetic engineering technique so as to obtain the recombinant silk or the production of silk proteins. Recombinant silk or the production of recombinant proteins. Since the silk thread is composed of a fibrous protein called as fibroin, so it is a silk protein called as fibroin. So ultimately the silk protein fibroin can be modified or transformed into a protein. It is again a fibrous protein, but that is transformed into a certain other type of protein or the silk fiber that can have its use or application in the field of medicine. So bioengineered production of the silk proteins, that is production of recombinant silk proteins through the plasmid construction, then expression. Plasmid construction means transfer of gene into the bacteria in the plasmids in the form of plasmid or a circular DNA like a plasmid. So bioengineered or genetically engineered production of silk proteins, bioengineered or genetically engineered production of silk proteins by using the plasmids, where the plasmid we can transfer the gene segments or we can transfer the desired segment of DNA into the plasmids. So that is plasmid construction. Plasmid construction means a transfer of gene segment or a DNA from the donor to the recipient like plasmid, means transfer of gene or transfer of desired segment of gene or transfer of desired DNA so as to obtain the desired expression or the character in the silk thread. So for the production of silk proteins through the plasmid construction means a desired DNA or the genes can be transferred from donor to recipient through the plasmids. So plasmids are the components or the circular DNA to which we can introduce or in which we can introduce the desired segment of DNA or the genes in the plasmid, and these plasmids are then multiplied for the purpose of its transfer into the recipients or in a recipient cell or a bacterial cell where these genes can be expressed, and finally purification. So bioengineered production of silk proteins through plasmid construction, then expression and purification, that is obtaining the desired type of silk thread or desired type of silk proteins for various biomedical applications as biodegradable material platform such as medicine, drug carriers, sensors or scaffolds for tissue engineering. So the genetic engineering technique or bioengineering technique can be employed for the production of a silk proteins through the plasmid construction, expression, and the purification. So, by using genetic engineering technique, we can obtain the silk threads or the silk proteins so as to transform it into the various type of materials like the recombinant silk fibers, films, coatings and hydrogels, coatings or hydrogels for the biomedical applications such as actual medicine, drug carriers, sensors for the tissue engineering. So these are the biotechnological and biomedical applications. Then the silk can also be used in a electronic devices. Silk can also be used in electronic devices as earlier we have explained. That is, the silk can be used as a insulation in the telephone receivers or in a receivers wireless receivers or a telephone receivers. The silk is used as a insulating material. So the silk is having its use in the several electronic devices and that are used by the biotechnological application in the form of nanolithography. Nanolithography. So this is a technique. Nanolithography is a technique used where the silk is used for the various purpose in the electronic devices. So nanolithography, which includes etching, writing or printing to modify a material surface with the structures at a microscopic level used for the manufacture of semiconductor chips for the electronic devices. So this is also the important biotechnological application of the silk, that is nanolithography. Nanolithography that includes etching, writing or printing to modify a material, silk material surface with the structures at a microscopic level and which are then used for the manufacture of semiconductor chips which are useful in the electronic devices. So there are several importance or the uses of the silk. That is, the silk is mainly used for in the textile industry for the preparation or manufacture of different type of fabrics, and these fabrics are then used for the preparation of different type of garments like vest, clothes, socks, stockings, which can be in the form of dyed, printed or embroidered or figured, and the commodities or the ornamented fabrics can be prepared by using these different type of views or different fabrics of the silk for the preparation or manufacture of the saris, jackets, shawls, wrappers, handkerchiefs, etc. So these are the uh, use of fabrics for the preparation of different commodities or the components of the fabrics. Then silk is used for the preparation of the parachute component, fishing lines, elastic webs, etc. Then it is also used as an insulation in the coils of telephone or the wireless receivers and the manufacture of woven or knitted garments in a various views. Then silkworm gut is used in a surgical operations. Silkworm gut is used in a surgical operations. Then most important, whatever we have explained in a biotechnological or biomedical applications. So two importance which are mentioned here in the uses of the silk, that is production or use of silk micro needles production of silk microneedles, which are very thin, having very less micro diameter, that is silk microneedles, and these are used for the drug delivery because of its biocompatibility, non-inflammatory properties, biodegradable nature, or non-allergic nature, or non-immune nature, or non-cytotoxic nature. So there are different important features or good features present in the silk. Due to this only we can use the silk or different products of the silk or different modified products of the silk in the biomedical applications, like use of silkworm gut in surgical operations, or use of silk microneedles for drug delivery, that is injection, for the injection of the medicines, because these are having non-allergic action, non-immune action, non-cytotoxic, biodegradable. So these are the harmless features. These are the harmless features present in the silk, and that's why the silk can be used in a biomedical applications for the preparation of various materials, for the preparation of various biomaterials or the silk materials in the treatment of various diseases, such as preparation of microneedles, which are used for the drug delivery due to biocompatibility, non-inflammatory property, and the biodegradable nature. Then silk-based nanospheres, which can penetrate through small capillaries and can be incorporated into the cell. So silk-based nanospheres, which are the modified components of the silk and which can be incorporated into the cell along with the medicine, since they are having ability to pass through, to penetrate through the small capillaries and can be incorporated or reach into the cells. Therefore, this can be used for the drug delivery. So along with these silk-based nanospheres, we can means they serve as a carrier. Means silk-based nanospheres, they serve as a carrier of different medicines, since they are having ability to reach into the cells, enter directly into the cells, and that's why these silk-based nanospheres can be used for the drug delivery in the treatment of various diseases like cancer. So this is a very great medical importance of the silk, that is the use of either microneedles or the use of silk based nanospheres for the treatment purpose, for the treatment of various diseases in the medical field, for the treatment of the cancers. Then these two applications are important, that is preparation of the silk microneedles or preparation of silk based nanospheres. These are the biotechnological and biomedical applications of the silk, and how these are manufactured or produced, which we have explained in the next point, that is biotechnological and biomedical applications. So biotechnological and biomedical application means how these materials, that is microneedles, silk based microneedles or silk based nanospheres, how these are produced, or even the synthesis or the production of recombinant silk proteins or the recombinant silk fibers or films or the coatings and hydrogels, which are having great importance for the drug delivery, for the synthesis of sensors or films or microneedles or the nanospheres or even nanolithography. These are the various techniques or biotechnological aspects related with the use of the silk in the various applications, maybe the use in electronic devices or in the use of biomedical applications. So, rather than textile applications, it is having many biotechnological and biomedical applications. The silk is having many biotechnological and biomedical applications, and this is because of some important or favorable or good features in the silk, that is, the silk is biocompatible, non-allergic, non-cytotoxic, lacking no immune response, lacking immune response if implanted into the body. Whenever there is entry of the silk or the various products of the silk in the body, that will not serve as a foreign antigen. So there is no immune response to the silk components or the silk products when we are using them in the body or implanting them in the body, and it can degrade into the non-toxic byproducts. So whenever there is a degradation of the silk in the body after its treatment or its utilization for a specific purpose, that silk is degraded or split into a non-toxic byproducts. So this is also very important. So these are the important features of the silk, with the due to which only we can use the silk in a various biomedical applications, such as production of recombinant silk proteins or fibers. Recombinant silk proteins or the fibers, films, coatings and hydrogels, which are having biomedical applications in the tissue regeneration. Tissue regeneration means for the treatment of various diseases. For the treatment of various diseases, we can obtain the recombinant silk proteins. These are modified silk proteins, even though are produced by the silkworm larvae, but we can introduce or incorporate the desired genes, that is the gene transfer technology. We are using here a gene transfer technology by using uh, the bacteria or a technique, that is uh, transformation transduction, like equipment in the form of microorganism like bacteria. So with the use of bacteria or the plasmids, we can incorporate or we can introduce the desired gene in the recipient DNA. In the recipient DNA, we can incorporate or introduce a desired gene, which can then provide us a desired or a required recombinant silk protein or a required silk protein fiber that can be then transformed into a film or the coatings or hydrogels, which are then used for the biomedical applications, maybe for drug delivery, maybe for maybe used as a catalyst, may be used as a sensors. So where we can use the bacteria. So the bacterial host can be used. Bacteria are called as are used as a expression host. Bacterial organisms are used as a expression host. So bacteria can be used for the uh, implementation of transformation transduction techniques. So for the purpose of transfer of DNA or the genes from donor to recipient by using the plasmids. So plasmids, they serve for the expression of the desired genes or the desired DNA in the recipient cells. So This technique, that is a genetic engineering technique, can also be used for the production of recombinant silk proteins, and these recombinant silk proteins are then transformed into the fibers, silk fibers, with a desired properties or desired character or a favorable character which are important in the biomedical applications. That is in the form of either into the fibers or films or coatings and the hydrogels which are having biomedical importance or the use or applications in the tissue regeneration or maybe in the treatment of the various diseases. Then another biotechnological aspect, that is implementation of the fibronectin, implementation of fibronectin derived motif which allows the control over cell adhesion on recombinant silk based biomaterials. Means recombinant silk based biomaterials. Recombinant silk based biomaterials means recombinant silk protein or fibers, films, coatings or hydrogels. So these are the recombinant silk based biomaterials, and by supplementing the silk films with a catalyst, sensors can develop. So this is also a biomedical application of the silk. Then bioengineered or genetically engineered production of silk proteins can be done by using the plasmids. So this is a technique or it is having some steps, that is construction of plasmids, expression of plasmids and the purification. So construction, expression and the purification, these are the steps involved in the bioengineering or the genetic engineering for the production of silk proteins, that is bioengineered production of the silk proteins or the recombinant silk proteins, and that is useful in a uh, biomedical applications such as biodegradable material platform, preparation or obtaining biodegradable material platform such as medicine. So it can be used as a medicine. Then it is also used as a drug carrier, or it is also called as a sensor, or it is also used as a catalyst. So these are the different components which are useful for the biomedical applications or the treatment of various diseases in the form of either medicine, drug carriers, sensors or scaffolds for the tissue engineering or the treatment. And finally, nanolithography that includes etching, writing or printing to modify the material surface with the structures at a microscopic level used for the manufacture of semiconductor chips for the electronic devices. So this is also the electronic importance of the biotechnological importance of the silk, that is use of silk in a nanolithography for the production of semiconductor chips for the electronic devices. So this is about composition, uses of the silk and biotechnological and biomedical applications of the silk. So today we'll stop here. Next time we'll explain about the next topic, that is important diseases and the pest of the silkworm or the silk moth Bombyx mori.